Welcome to Adaverse. My name is Gigi and I'm joined here today with my colleague Max.
Hello, everyone.
So today we have an interview with Marin Kramaric, CEO of Blockademia, a document verification system built in Cardano.
Without the Cardano and Ergo communities, we would not be able to do this. So we thank you guys and we hope you enjoy the show.
Thank you.
So Marin, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your team?
Yes, thanks for asking. And hello, everybody, and thanks for having me here. Let me first maybe introduce myself. I'm Marin. I'm the CEO of Blockademia project. And so what to say, I'm a Cardano ambassador for years now, since 2018, like a meetup organizer in Croatia. I'm also a Cardano pool operator, entrepreneur, father. So there's a lot of things that I do, and together with my co-founder Goran, we founded Blockademia in 2020, the end of 2020, and last year we started researching and finding a solution and gathering our team one by one. We had in mind what we need for the project, and when we thought we were ready, when we had all the people, then we just launched our token sale and finished that in December last year. So right now we are entering our next phase, and that's a development phase for project. If that's what you actually wanted to know, I don't know if there is any more details about the team. Yeah, we have a lot of members, team members, and they're all doing the different parts. So I don't know which one, but maybe right now we are with this year we are starting our development phase, and that's where our developers are actually getting the most job on their hands. So that's Dennis and his team will be handling that part.
Great. So for the next question, how would you describe how would you describe Blockademia to someone who's not very familiar with it?
Yeah, well, Blockademia is actually it's a system designed to enable verification of authenticity of any document or any digital file, and preventing falsification or forgery this way, and it's using Cardano component for that purpose. So it's if you want really simple explanation without any technical details, then it's a system that enables practically anybody to publish a document that can later be verified if the document is original as published or been changed, falsified, or whatever.
That's so great. I mean, nowadays there's so many people writing documents on the internet. So it's really great that you're doing this. I think especially for college students like us, it's going to be very useful. So
yeah. College students like universities and colleges are one of our first issues of documents we had in mind, and of course later we found a lot of room for application in other areas. But academia, as you can see, our brand is Blockademia, so it's like academia on blockchain. So we started from academia and then we spread it to another use cases.
And why have you chosen to build on Cardano specifically as a team?
When I say we, with the founders and the core team, we are deeply involved in Cardano for years now, and we are having in mind the way that Cardano was built by academic research, peer review, and all the process that takes part before coding, and everything needs to be secure for the users. And we see no better match to onboard academia to blockchain, but on Cardano. So it was quite a logical choice, I think.
And could you explain to us how proof of truth works? Because it's, yeah, something we haven't heard much of.
Yeah, well, it's actually our term that we made or like a proof of truth is actually just a free words proof of truth. Yeah, but it's not a mechanism built by anybody. We are building that. It's a concept that is made to verify Blockademia customers that are publishing documents with content that can be verified with absolute reliability. That's what we mean by proof of truth. Yeah. Because verification is done on per bit basis. It's 100% secure, and we can call it proof of truth, which means that positive verification guarantees that published and verified documents are absolutely the same.
Could you tell us a little bit about the ACI token, just how it works, maybe the tokenomics?
Well, AC token is actually a fuel for Blockademia system. It will be used to acquire access to Blockademia apps, and the amount of AC token locked for that purpose will define available application model. There will be several models, like from basic to pro and corporate ones. So each publisher will have to actually acquire and lock a certain amount of fuel, like in AC tokens. And also each transaction publishing or verifying will be paid via AC tokens. So that's one part of the model. And later in our development phase, when we publish Blockademia as a fully decentralized DAO, then AC token will also be a governance token. So there are different roles of AC that will be used that will be used inside the application. So everybody who sees that will be either publisher or user will sooner or later need some ACEs to use it to do this.
Great. And how are you dealing with the IPFS? Like, where are documents stored? Will this be decentralized? Can you give us a little more insight?
Yeah, we are still actually we will experiment with both models, like with IPS and also with decentralized storage, like a multi-server cloud storages. So that's one part of Blockademia, because users will have choice either to upload the documents and use our document management system, or to never actually upload the document anywhere, just to calculate the hash algorithm, write it to our application, will write it to the blockchain, and later user will be able to verify the same document using the same algorithm, and our system will just return the results. So users may or may not actually upload the documents. So using the IPFS system is not necessarily needed at first stage, because firstly, in our first iteration, first version of Blockademia, it will be like a half decentralized. We will have actually a centralized database with document management system for the corporate user who needs to use DMS system, and the decentralized connector to the blockchain that actually does all the job of publishing and writing and verification of the hash keys. So that's in the first phase. And in the second phase, of course, it will have to be IPFS, because it will be completely decentralized, so meaning that nobody is actually having control of any servers or anything. But that's like a few years down the line. I think it's not going to happen overnight. Yeah. Okay. Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe not to give you too complicated answer.
Yeah. Yeah, it takes time. I mean, it's
of course.
a big thing. So yeah.
When are you expecting to have a fully working app or just document upload system?
Well, we have built our roadmap, and so far we are sticking to the roadmap. We should have our first beta version in the next like 4 to 6 months, like in by the end of Q2 this year. and then we'll start the test phase, and the fully working product we expect by the end of this year. So it means fully working, integrated, tested, and with many users onboarded already, because we will onboard test users during the process. So we already starting, and we already have some users that are willing to participate in our testnet, and testnet will start in next 3 to 6 months, and then it depends on the development of the testnet. It may come on the mainnet sooner, but our targeted end deadline is at the end of this year.
Now we talked a little bit about this before, when you mentioned how like the academia could be used for verifying the authenticity of academic documents and stuff like that. But can you give us some other example cases that maybe surprised you, or yeah, something like that?
Yes, of course, example use cases that we usually mention are university diplomas, but there are also like some certificates, like, I don't know, contracts, source code repository, images, videos, basically anything that can be represented as a binary file. We heard that original idea that people's last will can be written on the using the blockchain. So then, beside being able to see if the content is the same, you can also see the exact date and the time when this document was uploaded by the user. So there is you can be certain which last will is the last, because you can always change the last one, etc., etc. We have like many inputs, like from medical sector, related to employment of the personnel. When you need to employ a medical personnel, or especially in a crisis like we are right now in the world, people are traveling from one stage to another, migrating, changing jobs, and you need to verify their credentials. You cannot just put a doctor or a nurse into work before you verify if the certificates and diplomas are real. And it takes like 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, maybe longer from case to case. And if those people will have a application like Blockademia, that enables to check the document actually in a matter of seconds, so that then the person can start working right now or the next day, and it reduces the time tremendously. So there are many use cases from the airline industry with the same similar problem with educating plane personnel, etc., etc.
Yeah, we might have be able to have online passports, for example. I think that'd be very useful. So
yes, of course, that would involve certain larger entities, like maybe states or some medical institutions as an issuers in that case, and that happens, yes, of course, then that would be certainly a way to stop manipulating with data, with those certificates.
great.
So Marin, where do you see Blockademia in like 5 years from now? Just in terms of the crypto ecosystem and the like globally.
Yeah, but as we already mentioned before, we hope to see Cardano, a fully decentralized governance blockchain, and Blockademia is one of the many DAOs, distributed autonomous organizations that will be running on Cardano, fully in the hands of community and with thousands of users and hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of documents being checked on a daily basis. So we really are planning to build a system that will have to be able to scale a lot. Maybe I forgot to mention earlier that when we spoke about the business models, not only that will allow use of our DMS document management system, and we will also allow blockchain connector that will use our APIs and be able to connect to any existing document management system of larger organizations that are already using their own systems and don't want to migrate their documentation to the Blockademia. They can just use our APIs and use the blockchain connector, as we call it, and publish and verify documents from within their own system.
And how do you hope to affect the Cardano community specifically? Like, we talked about the impacts that Blockademia could have in the world, but how is that going to apply to Cardano specifically?
Well, as every successful dApp on Cardano, every successful project, it will, of course, enable Cardano to grow with us, and vice versa, we will grow with Cardano. So we will provide a tool for everyone to use to prevent forgery, to prevent falsification of documents, and a tool that is fast and easy to use. So that should leave impact in the society, because there is definitely a need for such a tool that an ordinary person can use like every day on their mobile app, and just use it maybe without even knowing that there is a Cardano blockchain in the back of it. So I think that's what we are all actually working for, to use Cardano as a platform and to provide real use cases through our applications. So that's, I see Blockademia one of the very important ones in terms of mass usage and a large number of users and publishers and serious, like corporate grade publishers. Those are the ones that we are counting the most.
Yeah, we're all working towards that, towards building the Cardano community. So it's great to see it.
Before we finish off, is there anything you want the community to know about the current status of Blockademia, or just anything in general?
Well, our current status is, as I stated already, after our more marketing activities we had in the last quarter of the last year, and we finished our initial AC token sales. So we are now entering a little bit more quiet phase, a working phase, production phase that we are developing. And you will hear from us, of course, through various channels here and there. We will tend to have a monthly technical update to let the community know how the progress is going on, what new test users have we onboarded, etc., etc. So, but it's not going to be like, we're not going to be such active on social networks, etc., like we were last few months, and of course, as we are approaching to our beta project, then we will of course introduce that. You will be able to see it, feel it, to test it, and then you will start hearing from us a lot often again. But we are here, we are working. We are also waiting for the first DEX to be started on Cardano, and we are already partnered with the Cardax for that purpose, and of course we will try to list AC as soon as we can, so we also gain some liquidity, etc.
So thank you so much for coming to the show. It was a pleasure to have you.
Yeah, thank you very much for inviting me, and hope to speak to you again soon.
Yes, of course.
Thank you for coming on, Marin.
No problem. Just anytime you wish to talk.